Girls, hope you are keeping well. What I wanted to do today is give you guys an insight into how the bot is performing, give you guys a little update on what we've been doing and exactly how the bot works really. So what we've been doing behind the scenes as well, myself and Matt. So I don't know if you guys have missed the stories on the Trading Field Instagram, but if you have, then I'll just run you through quickly on how the bot is performing this week. So what we do on a weekly basis is we go through each individual market and we see which ones are worth trading based on our bias and based on our analysis for the upcoming week ahead. Okay, so what we do is we'll look at all the markets together and we'll choose a select few that we think are working in our favor or working towards our strategy, towards achieving the best results possible. And if we see any market that basically is not worth trading, then we'll just leave it alone, okay? Because there's multiple markets for us to trade from. There's no need for us to take on additional risk. So as you guys can see, the robot is well up and running. Okay, we do this on a weekly basis. Obviously it is a demo account at the minute before the funds get allocated, but we've been doing this for a long time. From the start of the year, we've been recording the results, and exactly how I'm showing you today is how we've been doing it on a weekly basis since the start of the year. Okay, so if I go to the spreadsheet, you guys can see from the start of the year, we've been running the results. So we've been choosing the markets to trade, and the markets that we don't want to trade are, for example, all of these. Okay, so anything that you see a 0 on is a market that we have not traded in that week. We've just left it alone because it's just not looked favorable for us. Anything that you see the results on is what we have actually traded, and it's been traded the same way that it is currently trading this week. Okay, so as you guys can see, these positions, that's how we have done this, and that's how we've created this spreadsheet. So let me go back to it. Okay, so as you guys can see, from the 2nd of Jan, okay, this all you want to be focusing on is the figure at the bottom over here. Okay, so 6.83% return. That's what it gave us in the first week alone, okay, of Jan. Then the next week it gave us 8.29%, the next week 2.44%, and then we've got a couple of losing weeks, which is inevitable, it's going to happen. So anything that's in red is a losing week. Anything in green is a positive week. So we've got this as a losing week, minus 1.04%, minus 0.6%, and so on and so forth. Okay, so all the green ones are positive weeks, and all the red ones are negative weeks. So as you guys can see, it's predominantly winning weeks that we've had. Okay, we've had a bad week there, 5.23%. I think this was when the whole Russia-Ukraine thing popped off and there were mad reversals in the market. But again, we only lost 5.23%. And in the grand scheme of things, if you look at it the week before, all we've done is just lost those gains. But before that, we made 7.39%. Before that, we made 6.64%. So in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the overall picture, which I'm going to show you on this chart over here, where's it gone? Here it is. Okay, that's probably the dip over there. Okay, so that's the only, it's not significant at the end of the day. Okay, so that's the dip that we see. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter as long as we continue to churn out consistent results. So as you guys can see, predominantly positive weeks, and so on and so forth. And you know, there's some weeks that we just haven't really traded at all. Okay, we've left the market alone. As you guys can see over here, only 1 and 2. 2 markets were traded in the whole week. Okay, and this one again, 2 markets. Again, this one 4. Again, this one 3. Okay, so we don't trade every single market every single week. Okay. There again, we see a negative week, but there again, like 5.86% is made back the next week, and so on and so forth. Okay, so there's very few losing weeks as such. Okay, and the last week was a negative week as well, so minus 4.4%. In the grand scheme of things, what we have done is we have been able to achieve a return of 85.37%. Now, this is going to be translated into prospectus, which is going to look something like this. Okay, I'm just going to skip through it quickly because I don't want to spoil the surprise as such for you guys to look forward to. So yeah, there you go. So that's going to be put out into figures and into a proper document for you guys to review and see. So yeah, basically this is how we have been doing things on a weekly basis, right? And these are the results that we recorded. And in the grand scheme of things, like I mentioned, you know, we've received a return of 85% year to date. So in the best part of almost 10 months, so we're averaging around 8.5% a month or so, which is amazing. Like, we are over the moon with this kind of stuff. with what we have created. And were you to compound that result, you know, it's going to be obviously a lot more. But what we're looking to do is possibly, we're going to experiment with this, but we're possibly going to be looking at taking quarterly withdrawals to give our investors a return on their investment on a quarterly basis. So if I go back to the bots that's running currently, okay, so what you guys can see, again, we started on 100k just to see what percentage return it would give. And obviously, like I mentioned, if it was compounded, so for example, if it, you know, in the last month we had done 10%, that balance then would be 110,000 as opposed to 100,000. So again, the percentage returns will be a lot bigger. But just for argument's sake, all we've been doing is starting every single week on $100,000 just to see the percentage return it would give us based on that amount. Okay, so as you guys can see, we started this week on 100k. We've currently banked 2% already. We are on Tuesday, okay, and we've already banked 2%, and we've also got 1.1% running. Okay, so overall, you guys can see over here, the equity figure is 3.2%. That we have 2% banked and 3.2% overall. Okay, so if I look at the account history again, it will show you all the trades that have been closed. Okay, so all these trades have been closed in profit. We haven't taken a loss yet, and the trades that are running as well, there's a few small losses, but again, there are some decent sized positions still running for the week. Okay, so we'll see how this closes out. Again, it may, of course, it's going to fluctuate. This may be significantly higher, it might be lower, who knows, but as I have shown you guys on this spreadsheet, okay, the results have been phenomenal and we are over the moon, and that's why we are now ready to launch within the next couple of weeks or so. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick snippet and quick insight into what the bot is doing and how it works, and we look forward to having you on board.